Hello, hope you're doing well. Dennis here. So today I wanted to record this video to bring to you a few recent Service Hub updates that have blown my brain. Like literally very, very good updates that I think are going to mark big difference in support and success. But before showing you this, have you stopped to check out how good Breeze's assistant has got? Like, I'm just reviewing this contact at the moment. I asked them review Alex's tickets and identify where customers complain about engagement. So basically, I just want to track if my customers are treating this customer correctly as he should deserve. So here I can see Breeze agent told me he reviewed the 59 tickets, which is literally the total tickets that this customer has. Um, as you can see, it's giving me with hyperlinks, and he found two clear cases where complaining specifically about customer engagements. So you can see here, no updates received. It's the name of the ticket, and it's suggesting it based on the name of the ticket. Then we can see even here that in the thread, it was mentioned haven't received any updates since specific date, for example. And then refunds not available. For example, where Alex is saying where that Alex, several customers haven't received confirmation or updates. So as you can see, Breeze Assistant has gotten very, 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 very smart, and the interface is very comfortable. Like you can see from here, when was this created, when was the close date. You can even identify who's the deal owner in case you're looking for responsibilities inside of your business, or maybe you're looking for to coach to avoid the situations to happen again. So this is something that I just wanted to show you briefly, but just let's go into product updates and show you some of the newest updates that I've seen that are very exciting for Service Hub, specifically one that I'm going to dedicate the most of the time. First one that I've seen, well, first two. First of all, we got AI generated ticket sentiment. Please take into account that this is in private beta. That means that the team is working it, they're testing it with a small number of customers, but you, of course, can request access to it. But the moment it's launched into public beta, that means everybody has access to it. So we're going to have AI generated ticket sentiments. That means that AI is going to categorize the first message of the customer, the last message, and the average message. This can be very valuable. First of all, it can be input into company health scores or contact health scores. For example, we could create a workflow that notifies managers, or we could create reports based on ticket sentiment. So it will not only be, let's say, based on your customer CSAT, which is a reactive sentiment from your customers. And let's be true, like they don't always submit CSAT. So this AI generated sentiment will be very powerful for you to understand the sentiment of all the tickets. Again, private beta. Second private beta that I'm very, very, very excited is customer success rooms. So if you work in customer success and onboarding, account management teams, this is going to be important for you. Thanks to this beta, now what you can do is you can create a workspace that's going to be shared between yourself and your customer. This means that in this workspace, you're going to be able to add lists of tasks, you're going to be able to add multiple views of your specific customer, and your customers are going to be able to view and complete tasks, which is very, very important. They will be able to upload and manage documents. Come on, who hasn't wanted to be able to see their contracts with their customer in one page? Or maybe you're in the middle of a marketing campaign and you're sharing live documents with your customers which explain how your marketing campaign needs to work. So this can be done. Again, your customers will also be able to submit forms, maybe to do a new deal request, a new project request, or perhaps just a ticket. And then, of course, they will be able to see the project status updates. So if you're managing any project, an implementation, an onboarding, a marketing campaign, you will be able for your customer to be, so you will provide your customer the ability to view how your project status is moving forward. And then all your internal tasks would be hidden. So this means that it's a beta that was launched maybe a week ago that now we have tasks for customers. Of course, you probably would have already assumed it from what I said before, but I would like to clarify this. Now your customers can complete tasks. So you can track this, you can provide them tasks. So this means that we're opening what happens in post sales in HubSpot to a very big wide options for customer success. Then, of course, all these tasks that are completed by your customers will be synced back to HubSpot. That means that you will have full overview of this. And one last piece, you will have the ability to notify on due dates, documents, uploads, assignments in email. in the room in Slack or in Teams to your customers. So you can assign these tasks to them and you can notify them like, hey, this task is pending for already 3 days. If you do not upload your project requirements, we won't be able to start it. So you'll be able to understand who's responsible for specific delays. And more important of all, you will be able to proactively remind them of completing these tasks. Another Service Hub beta that I'd like to highlight is the calling experience has got much better. At the beginning, there was kind of an extension appearing. Now this is all improved. So basically what's new? First of all, you would have an integrated call workspace in Help Desk that keeps conversations, notes, and AI assistance in one place. You will have persona-aware call summaries. So basically, AI will know who the summary is about and it can gain extra insights. And then you'll have quick access to Breeze powered insights and guidance. Let's say you're in the middle of a call. You don't know how to complete a specific ticket or how to proceed. You will ask Breeze, okay, how do I complete an SSO ticket? So then Breeze will review all your existing tickets. It will highlight the best ones. It will give you the process to follow. And then you can ask your customer via phone to please follow that process. As you can see, many updates. Let's see what else we have for Service Hub. Knowledge Base Agent, private beta, finally. I've been using it for already a month or two. Basically, what Knowledge Base Agent does, it's going to review all your knowledge gaps, and a knowledge gap is anything that your knowledge base didn't know how to solve or recommend an article based on what somebody searches in the knowledge base, or anything that customer agent does not know how to answer, basically a knowledge gap. We do not know how to answer that. So what does that mean? That you will have a knowledge base agent that's going to identify these knowledge gaps. It's going to go, it's going to check your tickets. Once it identifies what tickets are able to solve that knowledge gap, it's going to create an article for you. So we're basically closing the loop in self-service. So now the knowledge base agent will periodically identify knowledge gaps. Will review the knowledge gaps. It will create articles for you, so then you can review them, publish them, and feed them into your knowledge base and into your customer agent. So you can close that self-service loop, and your customers will have the ability to self-serve them better. Another one that I found around here that I'd like to highlight, of course, we got conversation summaries that are improving for Service Hub and Sales Hub, but I'd like to highlight, and let's see if I'm meeting note taker with Smart Deal Progression. Now the meeting note taker, it's available basically for Service Hub. So it's not only available for Service Hub, but it's going to do more things. So you can see here by April 9th, which already passed, next steps, CRM updates and follow-up emails now available for call review. The conversation recap experience for you use for meeting records, next steps will expand to include calls. This ensures a consistent workflow. What's new? It's going to update CRM properties, act on next steps, and draft follow-up emails via Breeze Assistant directly from call recordings. So you're going to be able to record your calls, understand what happened in them, update any relevant properties, and be able to draft your follow-up email. So you're going to be much more productive. You won't need to be taking notes anymore by hand, trying to forget things. Sorry, not trying to forget things, trying to remember things. So basically now, the note taker will do it for you. It will recommend you what next steps. And if you ask Breeze Assistant, which I said before that got better, it will draft those follow-up emails. And we can see as well that new suggested follow-ups, deal view, and last conversation. So we're going to have some more AI insights, so we do not forget on how to maybe proceed on a renewal deal or an expansion deal. Okay, we've covered many, probably macros. They're already a public beta. Many of you already know them. I've covered mostly private betas, but macros, for any of you who's not using it, is we could translate it like efficiency for support teams. So basically, within 2 clicks, we're giving support reps the ability to send the templated message, of course, dynamically adapted to any contact tokens, any ticket tokens, and an automated actions in the CRM. So a very simple example that I tend to show is if we go to my help desk, which I have here, I'm going to go into this ticket. Let's close Breeze Assistant. Let's make a bit of space here. I just want to review my ticket. Let's make this table. And let's click on the ticket. I was checking which, let's say it's this tab. Okay, so what can I do here? So basically, I could go and I could select any macros that I pre-built. Here we can see now macros are able to be filtered. This is something new, by the way, very cool. So support doesn't need to see the same macros as maybe billing. And from here, I can click sales opportunity. Let's say I'm in a ticket and somebody wants to buy something because they want to use a feature and I identify that is gated by a paywall. So I'm going to tell them, look, I think the best option, and as you can see, it already captured the contact's name. The best option is that you get in touch with the sales team. So I'm going to send them an internal message so they can reach out to you and provide the support you need. Is your email correct? And now I click send and apply. And you can see macro apply. So if we scroll below here, unless I've tested this in the past, which is a possibility, okay, I haven't, we can see deals are 0. So let's give it a couple of seconds. Now I'm going to refresh, and now what you're going to see is that a deal has automatically been created. And now we can see here that we got this deal, support qualified lead. Of course, you could add any tokens. You could set it in any stage, maybe in support qualified leads pipeline, for example. So as you can see now, support within 2 clicks was able to send a message, solve for the customer, and create a deal in the system that is rotated across your team. So these are macros currently in public beta. From what I'm aware, they've went down to Service Hub Pro. I believe so. They are. So feel free to test them, feel free to use them, and make your support team more efficient. Well, hopefully this video was entertaining, first of all, to see how many new features have appeared, as well, showing you where I see the vision of Service Hub is going to, how advanced I feel Service Hub is at the moment compared to many solutions, and of course, a good reminder for you to, from time to time, review the product updates, check what's relevant to you, check what's not, and always give them a test because maybe they allow you to go ahead your competition just by using one specific feature, maybe make your team more efficient, let's say. So hopefully this video was useful. And if any of these features were relevant to you, please leave it in the comments so I can know what's relevant to our customers, to you, and maybe make more videos on it in the future. Have a good day. Bye-bye.